Hey, what's up, everybody? Video 44 coming into another video. All right, Laker fans, I got some not so wonderful news. D'Angelo Russell's going to be out, and he's going to be out for just this game. But this is a big game for him to be missing because obviously we're going up against SGA. Hip soreness is what they're saying, man. So I'm just a little frustrated because I know how much we need to win this game, and if that hip ain't falling off, it's probably not the game to be resting. But at the same time, we got to think bigger picture. And even if we lost this game tonight, we're not mathematically out. If for some reason he bumps the hip tonight and it gets worse, then we'll have him out for 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, 7, whatever many games it would be. So being smart about a guy's health is always a good decision. Even if it doesn't feel like the best decision, it's always a good one. So that's just what it is, man. We gotta live without D'Lo tonight. Of course, DS will be stepping forward. And, of course, Austin Reeves, the bag man, the one who's going to be actually getting the money this year. That's the one. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you right now, D'Lo is starting to wane on all of our nerves right now. I'm just going to be honest. It has nothing to do with his piece and whether or not we think he could play. It's just a matter of the urgency of what we need to happen right now. And just in the circumstances as is, it's like, dude, you missed like 5 games with an ankle, came back, was trashed for 2 of those games, played 1 good game, and now you're going to be out in another game that we really, really need to win. Desperately as hell. And it's like, bro, if you're still mad that the Lakers initially traded you, you're not doing yourself any favors throwing away a season by not, you know what I mean, not giving it your all. And so this is just speaking to just where he's at. You know what I mean? Not everybody's on board with the get down, man. And so I'm not going to be the guy that sits up here and bashes a guy for being hurt. But when the injury is on some soreness, and we talking about this is a game that we need to win, the biggest game of the entire season for the roster, for this team. That does need to be a different word there. That needs to be hip sprain, a contusion. There needs to be a different word there for that to be acceptable to fans. So that's what I'm echoing right now. Like I said, it may not be the best decision, but it's always a good decision to be smart with someone's health. But when you hear stuff like hip soreness, and if we're talking about 9 games left in the season with an 8-team tie, and this is the team we must beat because there's only 3 games that we've had them this year, and this is the tiebreaker. I mean, you talk about the absolute worst time to miss a basketball game over no damn soreness. We're talking about hip soreness. We're going to miss this game, bro. You're going to have all the time to rest if we start losing too much over the next couple games. You know, we lose this game, Bulls game, and you have all the rest in the world, believe me. So, that's what I got to say, man. I would love for this to be a situation where I'm saying, oh, it's simple as resting is the most important thing, and that's it. It would be if this were a different time in the season. But given the fact that we're playing for our playoff lives, and this is a team that could literally eliminate us from the entire tournament if for some reason things go wrong in tonight's game, one would think that the urgency to be a part of the playoffs would help you bull through. I mean, all the moments that you want in this thing is in the playoffs. It's not in the regular season. That's where you're going to make the real bucks. So if we don't get to the playoffs, how can you have those moments? That's the type of stuff that's going to be motivating me to put on my shorts tonight and run out there with a sore hip. But I'm not D'Lo. So that's just what it is, man. I'm telling you, this organization, and I'm not talking about the front office. I'm not talking about the players. I'm not actually singling out anybody. I am separating everybody and then putting them all together collectively. Take care of your side of the fence type of stuff. This organization, we have got to take winning more seriously. Everybody. We got to take winning more seriously. I'm not sensing the urgency as a collective unit. I see it with the fans, obviously. I see it with the Laker talk folks, obviously. Everybody who doesn't have to suit up and who doesn't have a say-so to what happens is on board with the winning. But it's only sometimey. It's like when you see spots on a dog or something. It's over here, it's over here, it's over here when you consider the urgency necessary to win. Sometimes it's in different people at different times. Like, what is this? What is this? In the Laker organization, I'm like, I know you want to rest players. Everybody's health is important. But what are we resting them for? So that we could play basketball, right? So if the most meaningful basketball games are in the balance here, then shouldn't we be more willing to take certain risk? I'm asking. I don't know. But it seems like the only urgency is the urgency I'm using to speak with. I don't understand it, man. I don't understand it, but I know I'm not feeling it. I know that. I'm not asking people to be Kobe. I'm really not. That's not even where my head's at. But if it ain't nothing but 9 games left, and we're in this very, very specific circumstance, wouldn't you think that this would be the game that everybody who's capable of playing would make sure they're suited up for play? That's all I'm saying. You know when people say, if this was a playoff game, I'd play. This is a playoff game. This is that. This is one of those. To where if it's a regular season game, normally, if this is December, of course we don't want you to play. But in this game, hell yeah, you need to be playing. So that's where I'm at with that, man. I don't understand it. I'm not trying to understand it. I don't think the urgency's there. It just brings me back to what I'm seeing now. I'm just going to segue straight into it. It just brings me back to what Luka was doing. They got Luka for $35,000 for the fingers rubbing the money sign. They got him for that. He did that at the end of the game against the Golden State Warriors. I didn't see the play, what he was upset about, but you knew they would find him. And so that's that. Obviously, he was alluding to refs being paid off. He was alluding to the game being disrupted or corrupted, so to say. Allegedly, maybe, I don't know. But the point is, if someone like that, super duper star, is saying that, then it leaves all of us to wonder if there's something to it. And I'm looking at lack of competitive nature, and I just wonder, is that what everybody else thinks? Is that why D'Lo ain't playing tonight? Because what's the point? Because, like, it just makes you wonder, does that play into some of the decision making that we see? That people don't see the point. Like, I wonder if the point that having a center was something that was necessary based on the fact that the size was necessary to keep players healthy, if that point wasn't actually brought to the table, would anybody even brought in Tony Bradley and Tristan Thompson? Would they have even been brought in if so much pressure wouldn't have been applied? Because we still don't have no center. we still do not have that piece in place. And while I'm okay with us not signing those guys, I really do want us to bring in a body of some sort to play that position. You know, and these are the things that I look at and I say, okay, I watched the Rockets game and I thought that was a big part of why the team didn't look as good that night. It's because they came in deflated, coupled with the fact that AD wasn't available, despite being very ready to play. It's just these type of things. Like, do you think a guy like D'Lo isn't thinking something like that when he sees AD is able to sit healthy and he's feeling a little pain in his hip? Obviously, there's a lot of strategy considered in regards to free agency, but maybe he's not worried about that aspect of it, or he don't see it that way. And he's just, feel better. I'm going to wait until I feel better. And it's like, man, I don't know. Maybe he sees it a certain way. Maybe he doesn't see the point, even though the rest of us seem to. So I'm just wondering. I don't know, but I know we must win this game, and I don't know that we can without with D'Angelo Russell being out. I'm just being completely honest with you. I think we very much need his production because that is a full, healthy team. If I'm not mistaken, SGA was ruled available, I think, because I heard that he was questionable not to play a back-to-back. Would have been that since they played last night against the Clippers. But again, playoff life, fighting for that. Star player, starting point guard, needs to be on the floor. Pretty sure he will be. And so, and I don't want to hear nothing about injury issues, because we know anybody who's followed SGA knows he's had his share of injury issues, long ones that kept him out for half season type stuff. Worse ones than D'Lo. So that's where I'm at with that, man. I'm not buying. People say they want to, get the bag over somebody else. You better show me you're serious, bro. I'm so serious when I say this. We on this channel are real fans of Kyrie Irving. Like I'm an actual fan of Kyrie Irving's game. I want to see him on this team. But I said I want D'Lo on this team more so for a lot of reasons that made a lot of sense to me when I said it. I think those things still make sense. I think so. But when I look up and see a game like this, needing to be played, and I see a guy who just made 26, talking about he can't be out there in a must-win game because of a hip bruise, bro. And you want to take Kyrie's spot. You certain that we gonna pick you over Kyrie? You certain that the Lakers gonna hold that down when you're not gonna show up in a game that they absolutely must win? I don't know, bro. I don't know. And maybe I'm a bad guy for applying pressure. This is why playing for the Lakers sucks. Nobody wants to hear this stuff. They just want their fans rah-rah. And everybody wants their fans to be NPCs, bro. Nobody wants their fans to think. Nobody wants their fans to hold the pressure or hold them accountable. But I'm telling you, brother, that is not how this works here in LA, man. We gonna hold you accountable because we going after something serious. And we are not cutting corners, bro. So that goes for him and anybody else. Last time we beat the OKC Thunder, a guy by the name of Dennis Schroeder rolled his ankle nasty. It was bad. We all saw it was bad. Everybody was scared for him. It looked like something that was going to keep him out for several weeks. And he walked it off, laced up his shoe, and proceeded to continue to play. It didn't miss any games, and I don't think he's missed any games since. I don't think he's missed a game. Tonight we play the OKC Thunder, and he will be the starting point guard. He, too, is a free agent looking for a bag. This will be considered. Everything I just said for the last 45 seconds, that is very much important to me, especially if we get a win, and he's a big part of it. I'm looking for heart from anywhere I can find it. I'll take a big game from the very last guy. I just want somebody to suit up and beat the heck out of the Thunder tonight so we don't lose the season series to them and ultimately possibly lose the season entirely to them in a tiebreaker situation, falling out of 10. And so that's really where my head's at, man. As I always tell you guys, I'm hopeful that the Lakers will do well, but I'm a natural pessimist as it pertains to this team. My pessimism has failed me a lot of the time when I've been very happy about that over the years. But as it pertains to free agents and guys wanting to play through pain and injuries and stuff like that, injuries, no, do not play through injuries. But pain, you got to play through pain in playoff situations, man. It's just going to be what it is. So when I hear things like, soreness, that speaks to pain. And that speaks to you having to suit up, put a little icy hot on that, I don't know what you got to do, but these are the kind of games that you just got to play through it. You got to, man. I'd rather him miss one of them Bulls games. At least we don't have no tiebreaker situation or no playoff implications as it pertains to that direct team. We'll miss both them Bulls games, but playing this one, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think people serious about winning, bro. I don't know. I think Austin Reeves is going to get his bag, but I'm not sure about everybody else and where their head's at, man. I don't know. You got some guys that are playing for contracts that ain't even getting off the bench. Can't even get playing time. And you got the starters playing, don't want to play because of soreness. Lonnie Walker can't even get on the floor. BDF 44. I thank you all for watching. I'm out.